Okay, excuse me. Welcome back to the second episode here. We're talking about forgiveness in this short Bible study. And I stopped last week with a question asking, do you want God to forgive you the way you forgive others? And so I want to follow that up. I'm kind of going to break this down into three parts here going forward. We're going to have four more episodes, but I want to talk today about why we forgive the way we forgive. And then for a couple weeks, I want to talk about how God forgives. And then I want to kind of finish it off with how we can kind of turn the corner so that we can start approaching the process that God uses or that God desires for us to use. I want to read today some a passage from Luke chapter 6. And the context of this really is uh in regard to judging other believers. But there's that's the opposite side, right? So you can forgive or you can hold on to bitterness and judge. And so I I believe as a Christian that we have a responsibility in some regard to judge other believers. Um, if somebody claims to be so holy and righteous and they're out just living a fornicating, disgusting, vulgar life, it should be called out. It should, but there's a right way to do that and a wrong way, and this Bible study isn't really about that. This is going the other way about forgiveness. So when people do you wrong, but this has a lot of important wisdom, I think, for forgiveness because it's the other side of what's going on here. So let me read real quick. I want to read verse 41 through 45. It says, "Why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but perceivest not the beam that is in thine own eye?" And so this basically, saying all you're seeing is all of the problems that somebody else has, but you're not seeing, you know, actually saying you're seeing these few problems somebody else has, and you're not seeing all the problems that you have. It says, "Either how canst thou say to thy brother, Brother, let me pull out of thy mote out of thine eye, when thou thyself beholdest not the beam that is in thine own eye? You hypocrite, cast out first the beam from thine own eye, and then thou shalt see clearly to pull out the mote that is in thy brother's eye. For a good tree bringeth not forth corrupt fruit, neither doth corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. For every tree is known by its own fruit. For of thorns men do not gather figs, nor of a bramble bush gather they grapes. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is good, and an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is evil. For of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaketh." Now there's a couple points here. Number one, the Bible, if you really study the condition of man's heart, the heart is bad. We desire bad things as human beings, and we want vengeance. I mean, that's just the way it is. I Even within church, you have disagreements or disputes with people in church, and you want them to be called out. You want them to, everybody to know that these people have this evil desire against you. And so for whatever reason, our bad hearts want vengeance. But, to not forgive is of the devil. God calls us to forgive. God forgives us. And so the Bible says if it's not of God, it's of Satan. And so those are some things that I really want us to consider. Are we focused so much? The only person you can really fix is yourself. So you can worry about all of the bad that other people have inside them, or you can work on you. And so as we go through the next couple weeks, I want to look at how God directs us to kind of prepare our own lives so that we have the ability to forgive. And so that's where I'm going to leave it today. I want you to think about this week, when you talk to other people, see other people, how do you view them? Are you viewing them as somebody that needs to be fixed, or are you worrying about fixing yourself? So we'll leave it there, and I'll see you next week. God bless you.